Ziggidick! Friends, what is up? Comics Plus Red Dreaded Nation in the house here. God damn it, give me some air. I can't breathe. Akasan, your boy, sweating up a storm right now in my Green Arrow outfit because I'm about to do a few reactions to the upcoming CW trailers from Comic-Con. But before I get to that, I really wanted to come in here today and tell you about something new news from yesterday that I just didn't get a chance to do because I was at the beach. But now I'm back from the beach. I have to talk about this. Hush. One of the best modern Batman comic stories ever told. The storyline that got me into Batman, back into American comics in general. This was way back when. Hush. In fact, I love that story. I have every version of that story. I have this, the floppies, you know, the single issues that have come out. I have the hardback covers that actually are signed by Jeff Loeb, I believe, which was awesome, so awesome. That was actually given to me at San Diego Comic-Con like over 10 years ago or so. Then, on top of that, a manga artist, a very famous manga artist, she bought me the Ultimate Edition, like, you know, the absolute, I forgot what there used to be a nice name for them. Not abridged, but there's another version. You know what I'm talking about? Which is basically like a huge boxed version. Like I forgot what that's called, but it's like blown up. That one, she got it for me, and I love it. In fact, I think I even have a fan actually gave me the Korean one. Hold on, let me get my comics and shit. You know, and so many comics. You know, speaking of which, that reminds me, I'm seeing some of those Shazam comics, comments and shit. Motherfuckers like, this guy clearly doesn't read comics. He would know, man, shut the, he would know what Shazam is all about. Shut the fuck up. Go talk to Comics Inc. Overland Street. How about that? You know what? Actually, I think they're out of business. I think they went out of business. My bad. Go talk to Meltdown Comics in New York. How about that? I've been there. I've been on that block every week when the new trades come out. Anyways, hush. It's one of the greatest stories, guys. It really is. I think I just talked about this in a stream the other day. This is going to be, I guarantee, I'm telling you, this, if they do it right, this might be the best animated story they've ever done, or they've animated and such. I think Jim Lee's work has actually been translated one other time, but I can't remember what story that was in terms of animated. I think it was War. I'm pretty sure it was Justice League War. I thought the animation, the way it translated, I guess it was okay. I wish it could have been better, but the problem is Jim Lee's infamous cross-hatching style, I believe that's what it's called. Cross-hatching is essentially, if I can give you a good example, cross-hatching is like, it's hard because okay, yeah, kind of like it's kind of like cross. That's the simplest style I can give you. It's like a lot of like scratching. It looks like a bunch of scratches, and the thing about this is that this was like the perfect combination. Jeff Loeb is a great storyteller for some stories. Not everyone, but this was definitely one of them. It's like he was on his A game when he wrote this story. Jim Lee, it was his, if I remember correctly, I believe it was Jim Lee's debut or big return type of debut to DC, basically. I think it was his debut in DC And before that, he was only doing Marvel and then most famous for X-Men, Wildcats, things like that, Image. So then he came over and this was his debut thing to do. I believe that's what the big talk was it was like, holy shit, Jim Lee is coming back to do it, right? To do Batman. And it just spurred things off like crazy. On top of that, a lot of people don't really think about it, but the coloring is actually done by Alex Sinclair, if I remember. The inks are done by Scott Williams, I believe, and the colors, the paint is done by Alex Sinclair. And I've actually, speaking of San Diego, I've met this guy a few times, and I actually bought one of his painting books because the combination of all these guys is what really made this particular story stand out. Absolutely. It's a great story. But particularly for me, what really stands out the most about this is the fact that there's current day stuff going on in the story, but then it'll actually flash back. It'll have these like flashbacks to when you see Bruce as a child, and it all is going to make sense later. I hope they incorporate it the right way here, because again, it's great. The only issue I have is that they kind of already addressed some of what happens in Hush, kind of, with Under the Red Hood, but we'll see how this goes. Okay, let me read the official press release here. The 2019 slate was announced at San Diego Comic-Con panel following tonight's The Death of Superman world premiere. We did review that, by the way. I'll put my review up once I get the release from DC for me to go ahead and do that. Based on the seminal storyline that shocked fans of the Man of Steel. Okay, wait. Skip. Oh, okay. Alright. The second part of the previously announced two-part adaptation, The Reign of Superman, kicks things off in early 2019. Focusing on what happens after Superman's death, the comics that inspired part 2 of blah 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 blah. Then after that, the Legion of Superheroes is coming out. A Justice League and a Fatal 5, that's going to be coming out in spring 2019. I just skipped a lot of stuff, I think. My bad. Let's get to the main thing. In late 2002, 16 years ago, fucking hell, acclaimed writer Jeff Loeb and talented artist known for his work at Marvel, Image, and Wildstorm, named Jim Lee, debuted a 12-part Batman storyline in the pages of Batman 608. The story titled was Hush, and the simple name believed a surprisingly complex story that would feature much of the Dark Knight's popular rogues gallery, hint at the eventual return of a once-dead Jason Todd, introduce Bruce Wayne's childhood friend Tommy Elliott, and bring the romantic undertones of Batman's relationship with Catwoman to the forefront for the first time. And now they got married. Isn't that crazy? I do actually need to get that wedding issue of Batman 50, I believe, but there was a controversial end. I will find out soon about that. In fact, I'll probably read it tonight before I upload this video, because some assholes are gonna be like, Batman got jerked off, fuck you, Akasan. Spoiler. Anyways, it's a ripe story. It's a story that's ripe with cinematic potential. This is absolutely true. Everybody who's anybody, even the nobodies, said that when they read this shit, they were like, fucking make this shit a movie. It's a story that's ripe with cinematic potential, as we'll likely discover when it's brought to animated life as part of the next wave of the DC Universe movies. Alright, that's basically all they're saying about that. So I gave you the feel on why it's so dope. Trust me on this one. Trust me on this one. I honestly wish, because I tend to read this actually as a kind of two-part situation. I honestly wish it would actually just be a two-parter type of deal. The arc of part 2, it kind of wraps up with one of the baddest ass Batman and Superman fights, which was great. If they take, it has been 16 years, so what might happen is a lot, you know, I have already noticed that like in Man of Steel and BVS and other sort of properties, even the animated ones, there's been certain notes that have already been taken away, like, so they might have to make a few changes to really keep it a little more updated and such. Killer Croc is a good example. I particularly love this Killer Croc look, the way he looks in this one. I hope they go with that style, but I personally would like for them to make it a two-parter situation, but if they can do it together, if they do it right and it's long, it'll be everything you guys will be hoping for. It has everybody. Everybody is in this goddamn book. Like, everybody is in this goddamn book. I can't think of one person that should have been in here that was not in here. But the Rogues Gallery, everything, man. Even when Batman v Superman was coming out and shit, I remember this artwork from Hush was getting passed around and shit right here when it was like, they were like, Frank Miller, help me, and shit. So, alright guys, that's it. Flashpoint 2. Make sure you check out the children's Vampire Hunting Brigade as well. If you want me to do more comic reviews and such for the newer stuff that's been coming out, let me know. I might just do something like that. Unfortunately, it's a little costly to get the paper versions in Japan now, and I'm trying to stay minimalistic here. I got a lot of shit and arrows and shit that I need to take care, that I need to make room for, so I can do maybe like digital reviews. Let me know if you'd like to see that, okay? Till next time, plus comics, alright? I'll talk to you then. Peace. Yo, look. Even my dirty ass clothes right now is Hush work. Hush, baby. Hush, little baby, don't say a word.